Picture this. Four grown men, each dreaming of leading one of the NFL's most passionate fan bases to glory, standing on a practice field in Cleveland. But only one can survive. What you're about to hear is the story of how a fifth-round draft pick with a legendary last name, a veteran Super Bowl winner, and two hungry competitors turned a simple training camp into the most dramatic quarterback battle the Browns have seen in years. And wait until you hear what happens when injuries start changing everything. This isn't just about football. This is about dreams, setbacks, and the razor-thin line between triumph and heartbreak in professional sports. Let me set the scene for you. It's training camp in Cleveland, and the energy is electric. Browns fans are buzzing because their team finally has something most franchises can only dream of: too much quarterback talent. Four legitimate contenders are battling for the starting job, and each one brings something completely different to the table. First, there's Joe Flacco. Picture a grizzled veteran who's been there, done that, and has the Super Bowl ring to prove it. At 39, he's supposed to be winding down his career, but here he is, throwing darts in practice like he's 25 again. The guy has that calm, steady presence that makes coaches sleep better at night. When the lights get bright and the pressure mounts, Flacco doesn't flinch. He's seen it all. Then you have Kenny Pickett, the young gun trying to prove that last season wasn't a fluke. This is a player with everything to prove and everything to lose. He's at that crucial point in his career where he either breaks through to become a franchise quarterback or gets labeled as just another guy who couldn't make it. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Enter Shedeur Sanders. Yes, that's Sanders. The son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, carrying one of the most famous names in football history. This kid was supposed to be a first or second round pick, a sure thing, a can't-miss prospect. Instead, he fell all the way to the fifth round. Can you imagine the motivation that creates? The chip on his shoulder must weigh 1,000 pounds. Sanders put up absolutely insane numbers in college. We're talking about 14,350 passing yards, 134 touchdowns, and just 27 interceptions over 4 seasons. Those aren't just good stats, they're video game numbers. This is a quarterback who completed 71% of his passes while playing at Jackson State and Colorado. When talent evaluators saw him play, they saw magic. So why did he fall so far in the draft? Sometimes the NFL gets it wrong. Sometimes politics, concerns, or just plain bad luck sends talented players tumbling down draft boards. But here's the thing about players who fall: they remember. They use that rejection as fuel. The fourth quarterback in this battle is Dillon Gabriel, adding even more depth to what's becoming an embarrassment of riches for Cleveland. Now, here's where our story takes its first dramatic turn. Training camp is supposed to be where these four warriors prove themselves, where every throw, every decision, every leadership moment gets scrutinized. But football has a cruel way of changing scripts without warning. Kenny Pickett, the young quarterback fighting to establish himself, goes down with an injury early in camp. Just like that, his chance to compete at full strength gets snatched away. In a quarterback battle this competitive, every single rep matters. Every practice is an opportunity to show coaches something they haven't seen before. When you're sidelined, you're not just losing physical reps, you're losing momentum, confidence, and precious time. With Pickett temporarily out of the picture, the spotlight shifts even brighter onto the remaining competitors. And suddenly, Joe Flacco starts looking like the obvious choice for Week 1. His experience becomes even more valuable. His steady hand looks like exactly what a team with Super Bowl aspirations needs. But wait, this is where our story gets even more dramatic. Shedeur Sanders, the fifth-round steal who's supposed to be the future of the franchise, starts dealing with shoulder soreness. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Sanders has been held out of team drills because of this nagging issue. For a rookie trying to prove he belongs, this is devastating news. Think about what's going through Sanders' mind right now. He's already fighting the perception that 31 teams made a mistake by passing on him. He's trying to prove that his college success wasn't just a product of playing weaker competition. He needs every single practice rep to show coaches that he can handle NFL defenses, NFL pressure, NFL speed. Instead, he's watching from the sidelines while his competitors get the reps that could define their seasons. But here's what makes Sanders special. This setback isn't breaking him. Sources close to the team say he's staying positive, working extra hard in meetings, studying film like a madman, and preparing for the moment he can get back on the field. That's the mentality of someone who's been doubted before and proved the doubters wrong. Little did anyone know this injury situation was about to create a domino effect that would shake up the entire competition. With both Pickett and Sanders dealing with injuries, Joe Flacco's path to the starting job becomes clearer by the day. The veteran is seizing this opportunity, showing in practice that his arm is still live, his decision-making is still sharp, and his leadership is exactly what a young team needs. But here's the thing about NFL training camps: they're unpredictable. Just when you think you know how the story ends, everything changes. Injuries heal, players step up, and coaches make decisions that shock everyone. The Browns find themselves in a unique position. They have a roster talented enough to contend for a championship, but the most important position on the field is completely up in the air. In the AFC North, one of the toughest divisions in football, having quarterback uncertainty can be the difference between making the playoffs and watching from home. The Ravens have Lamar Jackson. The Bengals have Joe Burrow. The Steelers have their system. Cleveland needs to figure out who their guy is, and they need to figure out fast. As Sanders works through his shoulder issues and Pickett recovers from his injury, every day becomes crucial. The preseason games are approaching, and that's where this battle will really be decided. That's where we'll see who can handle real NFL pressure, who can make the throws that matter, and who can lead this team. For Sanders, this injury is more than just a physical setback, it's a test of character. Can he bounce back from adversity? Can he prove that his college success wasn't a fluke? Can he show that all 31 teams that passed on him made a historic mistake? The kid has everything working against him right now. He's a rookie in a veterans league. He's dealing with injuries when he can least afford them. He's carrying the pressure of a famous last name and the expectations that come with it. But sometimes that's exactly the situation that creates legends. Here's what Browns fans need to understand: this quarterback battle isn't just about 2025. It's about the next decade. If Sanders can overcome these early obstacles and prove he's the real deal, Cleveland could have their franchise quarterback for the next 15 years. If Flacco wins the job and leads them deep into the playoffs, it validates their win-now approach. The stakes couldn't be higher. The drama couldn't be more intense. As we speak, Sanders is working with trainers, fighting through the shoulder soreness, preparing for his comeback. Pickett is rehabbing his injury, knowing that every day he's outgives his competitors an advantage. Flacco is taking advantage of every opportunity, showing coaches that experience still matters in this league. This is the story of four men chasing the same dream, dealing with setbacks, and fighting for the chance to lead one of the NFL's most passionate fan bases. Only one can win. Only one will get to run out of that tunnel in Cleveland Browns Stadium as the starting quarterback. The question isn't just who will win, it's how this battle will shape the future of the franchise. Will the veteran's steady hand guide them to immediate success? Will the rookie overcome adversity to become a star? Will one of the other competitors surprise everyone? What we know for certain is this: the Cleveland Browns are about to embark on one of the most important seasons in franchise history, and it all starts with a quarterback battle that has everything: talent, drama, injuries, and dreams hanging in the balance. The story is just beginning, and something tells me we're in for one hell of a ride.